Hi everyone, David MacDonald here from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Today we're going to go over your exercise of the week. Exercise of the week is a TRX rear delt fly. So TRX rear delt fly is quite an advanced movement. Also a great way to work the rear delts, which are located right here in the back of your shoulder. So your deltoids, you're going to have your rear, your middle, and your front delt. So this is going to work predominantly your rear delt. So when you're doing this movement, a couple things you want to remember. First, when you're setting up, you don't want to be at too much of an angle in relation to the floor. Okay, so you want to be in a fairly upright position. So that could mean taking one step down on each foot, taking one step down plus a half step on each foot, so you can maybe take another half step down. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be at too much of an angle. So you're going to take one step down to start. We're going to keep the shoulders down and back. Our palms are going to face inwards. We're going to have a slight bend in the elbows. Okay, we're going to open up those arms nice and wide. Okay, till we come to the top. And then we're going to slowly come back. And we're going to close those arms. Okay, so when we're doing this, we want to think about opening the arms. And we're initiating the movement from the rear delt. Okay, so a lot of people, when they start this movement, they might bend their elbows. They might bend their elbows and their wrists. Okay, so you always want to keep your wrists and your elbows in a constant position. So you're starting the movement from the rear delt, and when you open up, your wrists and your elbows don't change. So they remain at the exact same angle as when they started. Okay, because it's always coming from the rear delt. And then from here, we're going to slowly fall back. Notice my elbow and my wrist don't change. Okay, they stay in the exact same position. My shoulders stay down and back, and my rear delts are engaged. They're doing all of the work. Okay, the other thing we want to keep in mind with this exercise is core is always engaged. So we're always tucking that pelvis under, bracing the abs, keeping those abs braced, and keeping them braced throughout the movement. Okay, so initially, it might be easy to keep them braced, but when you start getting into that movement, it gets harder and harder to keep everything engaged and keep everything tight. So if you are finding it difficult to keep those abs engaged, you can slide back a little bit more, so you can scoot back to more of an upright position. You can take a break if you need to reset. The other thing you could also do is you could go into a split stance. Okay, so a split stance widens the base of support, making the exercise easier. So we're more stable in this position. And you can just do a rear delt fly like this. Okay? So we're opening and closing, still keeping that wrist and elbow in the same position, shoulders down, head up and chest up. And now we have a wider base of support. And notice when I do this, I'm not rocking my lower body. So a very common thing people might do when they get into this, and something for you to keep in mind at home if you're doing the exercise, is to not rock the upper body or the lower body. So you're not moving through the front or the back. The weight stays constant. So the weight is going to stay the same in the back foot as it is in the front foot throughout the whole movement. So when you start shifting your weight is when you're going to have the difference in the lower body. So the weight's got to stay constant. Okay, we might have a little bit of a transfer to the front foot. Naturally that's going to happen when we come forward, but it should be minimal. Okay, so those are some things to keep in mind with the rear delt fly. The big takeaway from the exercise is number one, keeping those wrists straight. Number two, keeping the elbows slightly bent. And number three, to always remember that the movement comes from the rear delt and those arms are opening up nice and wide. Okay, so everything else stays the same. You're only moving through here to initiate that movement. So that's a TRX rear delt fly. That's your exercise of the week. I'm David MacDonald from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Thanks so much for watching.